Let's go, ladies. Let's go. We cannot be here. Water bottle. Back.
Officials and players, 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
Dedans, tout de suite dedans. On est agressif. On est agressif, on va les faire chier, on leur met la pression. À nous de leur mettre la pression, à nous d'imposer notre jeu.
Hello again everyone, and welcome back if you've been tuning in throughout today, or welcome along if you're joining us for this one specifically. It's France taking on Wales in the mixed 18s category. It's been a great day of European Junior Touch Championships action so far. Back to the action after 2 years where the tournament took place in Paris, but the game's being played today in Vichy in France. So hosts taking on Wales. There sounds the hooter from the central timing, and we are underway in this first period of 10 minutes, isn't it really, with the drinks breaks that we've been seeing, but first half of 20 and a total match length of 40 minutes of course. It's Wales in the red, playing from left to right, and immediately Wales are on the attack forwards. Well defended by France. We'll run you through the two team lineups when we get a moment, but let's just see this particular attack for Wales through. Cross it goes to the right, but it's spilt forward and knocked on. The possession is back with the defensive side, France. So the hosts lineup is number 2, Maya Leiber, number 4, Chloe Blanc, 5, Ava Franceschi, 6, Marias Purier, 8, Audric Nicole, 10, Baptiste Laseg Garrigou, 11, Quentin Robert, as France come forward on the attack. Rose Huguet is number 12, 13 involved there is Blorent Levesque, 14 is Ronan Machado. France looking to dive for the line here, and that's the first try of the game. And it's put in by the number 23, Andre Chaffot. First blood goes to France, and Chaffot gets the game's first try. So just to run you through the final members of that France squad, number 15 is Samson Loy, 23 is Andre Chaffot, the man who's just scored that try, 26 is Jelly Matayo, 28 is Aurélien Le Pruninek, 30 is Charlotte Tonso, 50 is Dorian Mashabuff. Wales looking to hit back straight away. Maybe a forward pass in there, but not given. The half there darts for the line, but forced back after the touch on James Tune. So it's France with first blood, but Wales looking for an equaliser, as going towards the line was Jake Lewis. France ball. The Welsh squad then is number 15 Alicia Knight, number 17 Amelia Day, number 24 Daniel Enoch, 39 Gethin O'Callaghan, 44 Harry Cross, 51 Jake Lewis, number 52 is James Tune, number 61 is Megan Jones, 62 is Molly Morris, 64 is Owen Lockwood, 73 Samuel Williamson, 74 Scott Bennett, number 76 is Seren Lockwood, number 81 is Sonny Greenman, and number 84 is Zach Lariche. France on the attack again and looking to double their slender advantage. First 3 minutes played, and the number 6 goes for the line and gets it down again. It's Marius Pourier once more. 2 tries already for him today, and there he adds his third. It's France's second of this particular contest, and at the moment it's not much of a contest. 2-0. Difficult start to this one then for Wales. Did beat Belgium 13-6 on field 2 this morning. It's the first time we've seen them in action on the streaming field 1, where all the games are being streamed live from over the course of the weekend. Incidentally, Belgium are currently up against England in this mixed 18s group on field 2 as we speak. Lockwood. Sarah Lockwood with number 76 on her back. Owen Lockwood has 64 on the back of his shirt, but nothing coming of that attack for Wales, and France have the ball back. Here's Bloren Lekveg. Mashai Buff with the red cap on, back to front, but in his navy blue France kit, and the major red you can see out there is that of the Wales counterparts, but it hasn't gone their way so far. Running forward at pace there, Sonny Greenman, but running into traffic, and there's the 6th touch, which means that the ball's back with France. Referee here just moving Wales back the required distance for this France penalty. Tonso across to the number 6 in Pourier, who's already scored in this game. Pourier across to the right with Lloyd, and across to the right wing where it's put home, and the touchdown is made by the right winger for France. It's all too simple for them at the moment. That's number 3. Averaging a try every 2 minutes at the moment, France, and if they're going to continue in that fashion, then it's going to be a long afternoon's game for the Welsh side, that's for certain. And tumbling over there did Andre Chaffo, but quickly and eagerly back to his feet. Gethin O'Callaghan. Back to O'Callaghan, across to the left wing for Wales. Claiming a touch there, the French defender, but it's not going to be given for her. And instead it's Wales who do get themselves on the score sheet. 3-1. Really good tempo to this game in the mixed 18s group. It's an interesting dynamic to how things work with it, with maximum of 3 male players, of course, at all times, per team, that is.
Avancez bleu, avancez, avance.
En fait tout à l'heure c'est que oui, c'est tout à l'heure quand il met ça marche. Force up, force up.
Nicole. Nicole takes this penalty, moves it forward to Tonto. Nicole over onto the right, and again it's going to be put home at the right wing position. That'll be 4-1 for France. And they restore the difference of 3 on the scoreboard.
Reste dedans, on reste dedans, bleu, concentré, concentré.
Maybe a slightly heavy touch, but Wales still in possession and coming forward with it. Really nice moves. It's set back, then played across, a fake to throw, and a cross from Greenman. Eventually the touch is made on the Welsh left wing. Greenman, he's been at the heart of many of the Welsh attacks so far, but it's then fired towards the chest of the Welsh number 67. Not listed on the official team sheet, number 67 for Wales, so I'll have to excuse my ignorance on that one. Bevic. Matteo looking to evade the touches, but Wales do manage to get that all-important 6th touch on Matteo.
On va tout droit. Allez, encore une minute. Moins d'une minute. Allez, deux temps. Bien, Mathieu.
On est attentif à ce que dit l'arbitre, attentif. On garde la pression.
Very close to the first half drinks break now then, as we expect the hooter to sound in the next few seconds or so. If we are to have a drinks break in this one, as we've seen in the previous games, there it goes. Final touch of the first quarter there made by Jelly Matteo, and it's so far so good for France. After the first quarter, it's France 4, Wales 1.
Allez, juste buvez bleu.
J'espère parce qu'il est bien vendu unique.
Vous avez signé une licence ou quoi? Allez, bleu, on respire, on se concentre. On va du bien, reste.
Elle connaît pas ce qu'il est. Elle avait l'air collée sur le visage et je vais tellement dire.
1 minute warning.
Respectez ton signe de sérieux, reste dedans. C'est plus d'une minute, hein. C'est plus d'une minute. On fait la même chose. On déroule notre jeu. C'est ça, on déroule notre jeu.
Juste, moi j'ai qu'une consigne dans l'ensemble, c'est très bien. Vous êtes trop en attente en défense à 7. Il y a vraiment un truc dont on parle depuis le début, qu'on doit corriger. C'est vraiment que ça monte pas. Dites-vous que s'ils prennent pas Vichy sur la ligne, vous n'aurez pas à revenir à la ligne. Donc si c'est un peu reculé, montez pour aller
15 secondes. On change. La ligne
Teams returning back out onto the field of play for this second half. Wales there trying to start really quickly, but the referee, I think, has just called a halt to it. Wales are saying that there was 5 French players on the field. Couldn't see from the camera if there exactly was or wasn't, but well, the hooter sounded, which is the central timing at the venue of the Omnisports Centre in Vichy. The referee hadn't given the go-ahead for play to resume, although well, the clock is ticking down from the second that hooter is sounded.
Viens là, ils vont sortir loin.
4-1 then to the hosts, France. Just a reminder that with the nature of the competition schedule for this one, that first will play fourth and second will play third in the semi-finals on Sunday before the final of the mixed 18s competition. That's a heavy coming together in amongst that, just as I was speaking there. Pressure applied on Samson Lloyd, I think, for France, and just a talking to here and a handshake between Lloyd and the Welsh offender, Gethin O'Callaghan, with play ready to resume. Lloyd, who took that hit, okay to continue and gets the ball moving once more. Exchange of passes. Here's Pourier. Lloyd to Pourier, looking for the longer pass left. Is there somebody on hand to tap it home? There's not. Well, waiting there was Blur and Levek, but unable to bring the ball under her spell to find the touchdown. France coming close to finding their fifth. Wasn't to be though there. O'Callaghan with the roll ball. Enoch's roll ball that time is picked up by the half in the form of number 51, Jake Lewis. Wide left over onto the wing, but forced just too wide and the ball's back with France. Watching the European Junior Touch Championships competition taking place, the action live from Vichy over in France, the host nation. It's the hosts who have themselves a 3-try lead at the moment. Might look to add that extra try to make it a 4-try advantage, which indeed they do through Andre Chaffo. The room just opened up for him, didn't he? The runner to the right maybe opened the door for that, but Chaffo took advantage, and in the end it was a unpressured touchdown to make it 5-1 indeed. All of these fixtures in the mixed 18 section will be repeated tomorrow to determine the final league places. But it doesn't look bad for France at the moment, given the fact that they earlier today beat England 11-5 on field one, and they're 5-1 to the good here against Wales. O'Callaghan. Gethin O'Callaghan invites the touch, which is a two-handed shove to the chest almost. Unhappy, but happy enough to get on with things quickly. Solid defending again, taken back to the 5-metre line. O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan across to Sonny Greenman. Greenman looks to weave through two defenders in the form of Nicole and Lassar Garrigou, but it's always going to be difficult to find that tiny gap through. Here's the Welsh number 76, Seren Lockwood. Back to the 5-metre line again. It's those two taking control once more in the form of Greenman and O'Callaghan, who are really both at the centre of this Welsh attack. And flurry forward, it goes across to the left wing where it is put home. It's a really nice finish from the left winger over there for Wales, and it's 5-2. Maybe just took a little bit of a hit in scoring that try. Nonetheless, she won't mind too much. It's 5-2, and the deficit is brought back to just the 3 now. Have to say that Wales are worthy of that as well, with it being finished off by Megan Jones. Just to confirm the try score, Megan Jones over on the far side. Poirier looking to add another for himself, and Poirier, who had 2 before this game even kick-started, has now doubled that tally of tries already so far in this competition. He makes his tally 4, France's tally in this one is 6.
Venez juste là les bleus, juste un petit point en défense.
Gethin O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan picks it up again, looking wide right this time. It's picked out Lewis and across to the right wing. Nice link-up play between Lewis in the link position and across to the right wing, where it's finished off again. Similar move to what we saw over on the left flank, almost a mirror image for that try. 6-3.
Allez bleu, on y retourne.
76. 76.
Nicole. Back to Aldrich Nicole. Nicole assessing his options, looks to go alone. And did Nicole get that down in time? There's a look towards the referee. I think he did. It looked good to me, and it's looked good to the officials as well. That's the 10th try of the game, and 7 of them have gone the way of the hosts. Into the final couple of minutes before the midway point of this match. Wales will look to keep within touch of France. If they can get it back to 3, then that's probably fair, given the way that the game's gone in the first half. Lewis just retrieves his hat and brings it back there to the 5-metre area. And it's controlled over on the left. It probably came out of the sun by the looks of things, as Molly Morris had the ball almost fall on top of her head. Came crashing down for her over on that far side. Question of the forward pass for France in amongst that, not given. Huguet, now Levick. Cross from Chaffo, and the referee's whistle's gone though. Match officials having a word here with Gethin O'Callaghan. There's a question being asked as to what was wrong with that, but it's a high challenge, is it? And is that going to be a in-force switch? Daniel Enoch coming on for O'Callaghan there. After that communication from the referee, wide left, but it's been spilt by the left winger, Blowen Levick. Real opportunity that for France, golden chance really squandered. Wales can count their lucky stars that it stays at 7-3. And indeed that is the final action of the first period of 20 minutes, the hooter sounds. And that's how we are at the break then. The half-time score, France 7, Wales 3.
Allez, respirez, respirez, nous on joue notre jeu. Buvez, la serviette sur les épaules.
On lui amène l'eau et tout. En fait, je pense plus comme ça. Je pense que tu vois, sur le premier, sur le deuxième,
Allez, respirez, respirez.
sur le deuxième, rassure pas, quasi collé à toi, etc. Ouais, mais après, tu peux pas savoir ça. On l'a dit bien.
Mais tu peux pas le retirer.
Le deuxième, pour moi, tu défends mieux. Mais le deuxième, et on regardera si tu veux, on regardera sur la vidéo. En fait,
Ouais, le premier. Merci, tu viens.
tu vas, donc c'est bien. Oui. À un moment, tu vas aller. Et là, franchement, là, ce qu'on voit, c'est super intéressant. D'abord, il y a de la continuité, on a donné le prix. Dans l'ensemble, les remontées, tu as tout à fait sorti, efficace en complet. Voilà, le plus important, c'est la défense toujours. Je pense que là, pour le coup, on a mieux défendu, on a mis un peu plus de pression. On a vu c'est trop pénible. Donc, c'est vraiment ça, la technique. On a écouté l'arbitre, mais aussi, il a dit ligne, on fait la ligne et
Continue avec ce sérieux-là. Il y a 0-0, ok? Mais 0-0, voilà. Ce que je veux, c'est qu'on a gagné ce match. On a gagné ces 20 minutes-là aussi. Ok? On va gagner ces 20 minutes-là. Allez, c'est à la moitié. Allez, reste dedans.
attendez juste 2 secondes.
Oui, après, j'ai des swipes chez vous, voilà. Tout le monde se calme un petit peu, mais tout ira bien, il n'y a pas de souci.
Concentré, concentré. Allez, reste sur notre jeu. Sur notre jeu qui va
Allez, 18
Allez, allez.
Avec ça, il faut vraiment le regarder là.
Maya.
Le match le plus tranquille en ligne,
Je l'ai fait vraiment qu'une fois, les autres, c'est pas facile. Non, il s'est fait pousser.
So then a change of ends, and we are all set then for the final period of 20 minutes to conclude this game in the mixed 18s category, which will conclude the games from the mixed 18s section on this Friday's day of action, before the fixture schedule will be repeated tomorrow on Saturday, and then we'll have semi-finals and finals on Sunday for you. Just waiting for the hooter to sound, and then France will get the ball moving again. Underway then. France leading by 7 tries to 3. Was the touch made there? I thought it may have been. Referee's keen to blow the whistle. I seem to think that the touch has been made by the Welsh defender. France player number 15 perhaps didn't feel it on his way through Samson Lloyd, but it has been brought back there, and that particular try won't count. Back to Samson Lloyd, looking to score this time though, weaved his way through there. And there was no touch that time. Denied on the first occasion by the referee's whistle and that last ditch touch from the Welsh defender, but not that time. 8-3. Wales may be just in danger of seeing this game just run away from them now. They just need to stay within touching distance and try to work themselves back into the contest. I'm sure the messages for France will have been more of the same at the midway point really. There seemed to be a touch there as it's been given by the referee, brought back here to the 5 metre line. Gethin O'Callaghan back on after that substitution towards the back end of the first period of 20 minutes. O'Callaghan across to Greenman. Greenman looked to go one way then the other, and Greenman there wasn't able to get it down before the 6th touch. France on the attack, a few touches in there already though. It's a lacklustre error, maybe just a lack of concentration there on that particular occasion, and it's gifted the ball back to Wales on the halfway mark. Greenman. Tune. Enoch here picks it up as the half. Enoch driving forwards. Did that get down in time? It did that time. The 12th try of this tie goes to Wales, 8-4.
En fait, le truc, c'est que quand ils font la backdoor, quand il fait la backdoor, moi je vais sur la backdoor, André c'est le demi et toi t'as fait les alices. Ouais, c'est ça en gros, c'est chacun son. À chaque fois, vous décalez d'un coup.
France attacking now again once more. Good defensive touch made by the Welsh defender there, Daniel Enoch. Lloyd to Pourier. Lloyd and Pourier linking up again. Pourier goes for the line. 9-4. Just too much to deal with at the moment, aren't they, this French mixed 18s team? Pourier adds another. O'Callaghan picks it up as the half there for Wales. Enoch invites the touch. Williamson. Those 3 male players for Wales linking up once more. Enoch looking then for the wider switch to the left wing position, but it's spilt and given back to France. It was spilt by Alicia Knight. Aggressive as ever in defence there, Wales, and this time it's Daniel Enoch who's pulled up for it. Maybe just a sign of frustration as well, with Callaghan having been forced into that substitution in the first half, and now Enoch likewise. Mashai Buff looking wide right. Nobody on the end of it.
Tranquille les toucher. Tranquille les toucher, on peut pas sortir.
O'Callaghan. Here's Molly Morris. Really good running through here is the number 81 Greenman. He didn't feel he was touched, but the referee thought otherwise and brings it back. You can see in the background of the picture there Daniel Enoch, who has been placed in the sin bin behind the try line that France are defending. It wasn't brought back for the touch. In fact, it's been given as a France penalty, which they've now taken and got the game on with. But yeah, Daniel Enoch in the sin bin at the moment. Quentin Robert, Purier, Robert. It's got to be here for France as it's played wide left to the wing, and then it's a heavy coming together over there. The try has been scored by Eva Franceschi, but maybe just an issue with cramp over there, which one of the officials is playing the role of acting physio for. But France with their 10th try, and Wales just with 4. Questions here are being asked whether the sin bin player is able to come back onto the field of play. 2 of the officials in discussion, and Daniel Enoch, who was the player placed in the sin bin, being spoken to at the moment. Seems to be some sort of disagreement. I'd like to know what that's particularly about, but making his way back now to just where he came from. Just 4 on the field at the moment for Wales. That's the magnitude of the task that they have to face, given the current situation and the penalties that have been imposed on them by the referees. Referee here wanting a word with the 2 coaches as well, just to try and calm the situation down, get a control of things again. You can see the 2 Welsh players who are in the sin bin at the moment. The one joining Daniel Enoch is James Tune, so that's why Wales are down to 4 players at the moment. I think things just getting a little bit heated, just the temperature of this game rising somewhat. The referee looking to keep a lid on it, just take a moment to take the sting out of things. We are very close to the second half midway point drinks break anyhow. But it's a talking to the 2 coaches to try to get a hold of things. Well, we're expecting a drinks break when the clock reaches half an hour played. And given the somewhat lengthy delay that's now been caused from that talking to from the match official, it's been brought back here, and we're likely not far away from that drinks break. The member of French coaching team just being told to make her way off the field. Still Wales have 4 on the field then, there's no change in that regard, and we're back underway. O'Callaghan darting forwards, did he get that down in time? O'Callaghan did there, and despite the fact that they were At such a numerical disadvantage, Wales managed to find themselves a try.
Allez, bleu. En gros, là, normalement, il y avait 2 mecs en tenue, il y avait un mec sur le côté.
Referee here is speaking to Daniel Enoch again, who's going to be forced into being replaced by the looks of things. Just hoping to see on the picture exactly how many Wales have now got back on the field. We've passed the point where we expected the drinks break. Perhaps the temperature's dropped enough now for the game to continue. We'll have to wait to see in that regard. Audric Nicole has possession. Mashai buff wide right. It really should have been finished off. It's a poor mistake really to not control that. Bit of a head in the hands moment because that's an opportunity squandered. But it stays at 10-5. Well, there sounds the hooter in the background that you can hear, so perhaps with the adjustment from that talking to from the referees as well, but that's the third quarter played. Bit of a discrepancy with the timings over it, but France 10, Wales 5 is the scoreline with 3 out of 4 quarters played.
Mettez-vous à l'ombre, une serviette sur les épaules.
Là, on redescend un petit peu, ça c'est un peu tendu. On repart sur les basiques qu'on faisait sur le reste.
C'est le premier jour, la chaleur, ça
les toucher.
1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
Reste dedans, reste dedans. Sur tout ce qu'on fait. Concentré. Allez, allez,
Mais 18 18
Allez, les gars. Sur le terrain, 6 sur le terrain.
Petit pull.
Ouais, c'est bon. Mathéo, André. Ah non, c'est à nous.
Allez.
Non mais c'est pas sur un
Il doit rester 8 minutes. Non, ils ont fait un premier quart à 12 minutes.
The hooter sounds then, and we're back underway for the final quarter of this fixture in the mixed 18s category between France and Wales. It's the hosts who are in control. Maybe just a little bit of lack of discipline towards the back end of that third quarter from a Welsh perspective, but nonetheless they managed to go on and score whilst they were 2 players down. Some achievement when you think of it, really.
On joue notre jeu, on critique pas le leur.
To the closing 10 minutes. And then France, it looks as though we'll have their victory confirmed. That's a really heavy blow. And that to me looks as though it's got to be the referees getting involved once more. Well, the penalty's been given the way of Wales. It may have been more of an accidental coming together than anything else, but I think it was the number 52, James Tune, who's already been in the sin bin once, and whether that just wasn't spotted from the referees or they thought it to be a fair challenge, didn't look so. O'Callaghan. It's a mistake for Wales, and the ball's back with France. Offloaded to the right, and here France come forward again. On the right side is Lloyd. Ends up off the side of the field of play there, Lloyd, and it's a heavy tape to the ground for the number 12, Rose Ugate. The referee wants another talking to here, I think. Happy for the game to resume. Nothing more than just a word. Ugate's pass across to Nicole. Nicole again with Ugate to the right. Here's Ugate. Touch made just in time, but it's only back to the 5-metre line. Mashai Buff. Mashai Buff's pass wide left. Agonisingly close for Charlotte Tonso to manage to bring that under her control and place it down for the touchdown, but wasn't to be that time. Charging forward there, O'Callaghan into the path perhaps of the French defender, and I think O'Callaghan was more of the offender there than the other way round. French penalty. Mashai Buff. Mashai Buff to Lloyd. And across there, and it will be put down that time, will it? Is there a touch on it? Referee awards it. And that's 11-5. Try given. There's always just that moment of uncertainty, isn't there, when the officials look at each other, and I suppose if they don't see a touch, it can't be given. Can't be given if you don't see a touch, and that was what happened there, really. Did look good to me, and a good try it was for France. Greenman to the Welsh number 67, female player who's not listed on the official team sheet. Brought back to the 5-metre line for Wales. Greenman. Great switch wide left. There's an option over on the wing as well. Darting forward for the line is the Welsh number 78. Welsh number 76 rather, Sarah Lockwood. It's been brought all the way back over onto the left side. Wales went on and momentarily thought that they'd added themselves another try, but not the case. Purier. Purier to Lloyd. Lloyd's roll ball to Purier. Across wide right, the heavy touch on the France number 30, Charlotte Tonso. 6th touch, possession overturned. Final 5 minutes to close this game out. We'll still have one more fixture to bring to you live from Field 1. That will be in the mixed 15s category with Ireland taking on Wales, so stick around for that one. Darting forward here is the number 51, offloads it to the right. Jake Lewis's pass, although it's going to be brought back anyhow. Lewis is the half. Enoch. There's the first touch. There's the second. France still in possession. Miscontrolled though by Audric Nicole. Possession overturned once more. It's been played at a really lively pace this game. Real high intensity and tempo to it. That's France who have managed to assert their dominance on it overall, but Wales have certainly had their spells, and it was that a forward pass. It looked forward to me. Maybe not given. Enoch. Roll ball back from the Wales number 67. Back it goes again from her. Lewis. Now Enoch. Enoch is testing his options, moves it wide left. There's a winger over as well. Instead, the link player runs all the way through. No touch before he reached the line, according to the officials, and James Tune scores the try, 11-6. Approaching the final couple of minutes, with the scoreline 11-6 in favour of France. Darting for the line again there is Andre Chaffo. The decision is touch. That's what's called. Chaffo receives the ball off Prunanek. Prunanek again, back to Chaffo, Prunanek, those two linking up nicely. Comes wide right where it's touched home. It's been brought back though, and the possession is back with Wales. I think there was a touch on the half perhaps there before he released possession. Buzzer signals there a little prematurely for what we had on the timer, but nonetheless that's a very solid victory for France. A difficult one for Wales to endure. The final score here, France 11, Wales 6.
Sur le terrain numéro 1, 15. The game is 5-6.